the hell? What is going on, everybody? I'm gonna let this load in for a second. Make sure people get the I'm alive notification. Um, Here, we are up in here. Yeah, up in this area. Yes, I do play Elden Ring and some other Souls games. I'm not very good at them. This is this was this is my first introduction into a real Souls game. I did do Lords of the Fallen. I had a buddy I used to still play with, not used to. I still play, and so yeah, this is kind of where I am. So there we go. Uh, like I said, every once in a while I like to do a, just a QA on my workouts and stuff. But also, I figured, today I had a half day at work, just to kind of make up some hours that I had lost. I retrieved nothing. Cute. Alright, so the boss is up. Ooh, watch out, pup. I didn't mean to get your tail there. Sorry, hon. Um, so, these guys will spawn in. I've already beat them once. I'm not going to try it again. So, yep. He's up in here. He's a general flagstaffer. Some kind of weird dude. He is not friendly. And those guys behind me often like to play hooky. I'm gonna die before it. Why aren't you throwing? That was a hard hit. Can I get out of the corner, please? This is gonna. Oh, yep, yep. I think he's gonna pogo stick at me. You gonna pogo stick at me? Yeah, yeah. That generally does not feel good. Can we not do that anymore? Why aren't you? I pressed the button. So yeah. He's been doing a lot of that. Here, I thought I was gonna get him this time around for sure. Guess not. Alright, let me at him. Yeah, generally how these games work is if it's a Souls game or a Souls-like game, they like times the difficulty by like 9 million, and then expect players like me to go in there and have a good time. It generally is like taking your nuts, putting them against the wall, and putting a nail through them, and that's what a Souls-like game is. I don't care who you are, you just like sadomasochism, and generally it makes it even worse. Just check this out. So I'm on 2 milligrams of nicotine. I'm trying to quit, and I only have a couple left. So the only thing I can think of right now is, gee whiz, it'd be nice to have a full-on actual dip. course this dude. Can I get back enough? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Why? Why is it off? I didn't turn it off. I know the other guy's just right there. There's two of them down. Alright. Let's see if we can't get out of the corner. Jeez. That was an even dumber move. Like, I had the rolls timed at one point. And now they're just all off. Everything's off. So, I went in today and get my mind off of this for half a second. And the nicotine thing. And I did some squats. I did 135. Well, I always start off at the bar, 135, and I went up to 185, which is it's actually pretty heavy for me right now. And I'm halfway tempted not to do squats ever again. Because I think part of my problem is I want to do them so bad. And I want to go back to where I used to be with them. I remember where I used to be, like 15 years ago, and I'm not there. I'm not even close to there. Not even a quarter of the way there. Not even I could do 225 and still not be well, maybe that'd be closer. I don't know. I was at 525. But that's kind of where I am with that. So it just irks me that I'm not able to get anywhere near that. So there's a guy up on my left. There's a guy below me. There's two guys below me. Three. Okay. There's somebody screaming around. So let's get this down pat. Not bad damage. Okay. Damn, I still got that roll to me off. Are all my dogs dead? There it is. Uh-oh. Sorry, bud. Got me on that one. Right, back up. Thank you. Oh, fudge, fudge! What? Oh. Why? How? I think it's just one more hit. I do. Oh, jeez. Oh, I did. What's up, Jace? Yeah. So I think the problem with my squats is I'm going too heavy, and I need to really lighten up and stop being so. I remember when I was like this, especially now that I've lost the weight that I've lost. So that's where I think I'm kind of at with that. But it seems like my bench is coming along pretty good. Everything. Uh, I've been kind of just pushing things along without really doing any kind of real workout plan, and that needs to stop. And I need to start really getting my workout plans in order and get back to where I was. I'm not even sure I could do those, Jess. I'll be honest with you. Um, it would honestly just be me watching you do it and then trying to do it without a camera uh, type of deal. So, and I don't have that type of equipment you do. I literally go to a gym because I can't afford that equipment. I know there's going to be a guy here somewhere. That's how these games are. Okay, somebody died right here. Let's see. Oh, he jumped over. Okay. So he took the suicide way up. Okay. I'll take that. I don't know what it does yet. And I don't go through and do like walkthroughs too much. I got a buddy that joins me when I'm like really lost, and he kind of shows me. All right, buddy. Hey, I'll check you out when I'm off alive, for sure. Yeah, if you guys are looking for somebody that's pretty ripped and strong, Jace is pretty strong. He has a really badass dog, Malamute, I think. She's awesome, smart as a whip. So check him out. Actually, I think everybody that subs to me, they all have their own YouTube channel. So you guys just look across at each other. Whoever kind of comments, check each other out. Yeah, no problem, man. That actually gave me 90,000. Wow, that's a good experience. All right. I don't think there was much left here for me to get. Let's see if I can't get to the outside of this. Yeah. Where's the outside? Jeez. Now, this says there's a death bird somewhere around here, and I have not ran into it, but I would like to. I have no clue where it is. I'm guessing it's usually pretty big. I don't see it. There sure is some lightning around, so let's go towards it. I'm taking my life into my own hands. So yeah, it's one thing to sit there and play around like that with your workouts and stuff and have a good time, but it's another thing to get back into it. And the way I've had to try to go overtime with my work to make things work out for me and my pup And okay, there was a shadow looming over me or something in the game. Kind of looked like it. So I'm having to readjust my workouts until after my work. You know, I took on some extra positions to to get where I need to be for now. I'm trying to figure something out at work to see if I can work towards being more of a store manager. If I can do something like that, then that would be a that'd be a highlight. But if not, then I'm gonna save up for truck driving school and go that route. I think that's probably one of the better ideas. Um, Store managers don't get much money, as much as everybody thinks. They're a $50,000 a year type of deal. Okay, let's not fall off the edge. Yeah, when I heard how much they made, I was like, well, that's not very good. Like if you saved all your money in 20 years, you might be a millionaire. Now, you know, you can find ways. Like I've been working outside of work too, so uh, odd jobs, stuff like that. You know, just anything to make a little bit of extra cash or get a little extra something going. Maybe keep gas in the car for going to the gym, or maybe gym money, or like I said, I'm trying to quit the chewing tobacco and all that fun loving crap, and I think that's been the hardest thing so far. Um, you know, when you go from like two incomes to one, things become really rough. So I hope it doesn't happen to you guys. I really do. But it can become rough, and either it'll break you, or you'll sit there, you'll get your head on straight, and do what's right. You know, do what you think is right. I haven't been single. I mean, I don't really consider myself really single, but I haven't been like that in 15 years, something like that. I've always had my old lady. That's weird. It's very weird. You know, for me, it was, yeah, you hear, you see guys that still wear the ring after their wife or somebody has passed, and I always figured I wouldn't be that guy that would do that. You know, I would push on, and my woman actually has even said, you know, me passing will be your hardest challenge. But what the world? Is there an update for this? Or a PlayStation update? Okay, so this Tarnished Edition, let's talk about that for a second. Now, whenever they say that there's a new edition coming out of the game, usually it's like a remaster or the 25th remaster or some crap like that. I mean, it's really annoying. So, that's crap that they kicked me to the title screen. Okay, well, I'm back. Why did it kick me to the title screen? I know that there's supposed to be a update on the 28th, and I guess there's some DLC crap you can get with it. I didn't plan on getting it, but I think my buddy is, so I might actually get it. It's not very much. It's only like a $14 DLC. But, here, you know what? I might as well do it now. I was going to do a separate video, but I might as well do it live, because if there's questions about anything, I can just answer them to the best of my knowledge. And some of this was a secondhand account from my woman before she had passed. So this was her hospital visit that took place in I think it was in December, and this was here at the hospital in Monroe, North Carolina. So if you guys want to look up that hospital, that's fine with me. I'm not going to say its name directly, but that'll be that. So she had gone into the hospital because her bowels weren't working. What had happened early, it was that bad. So they had to cut most of her stomach out, and somehow by miracle, she was able to get through it. And, I was able to meet her, some years later, and which is awesome. So from there, you know, back in December, uh, she had bowel obstruction, and you cannot pee or poop. And well, I think you can pee. Oh, those guys are easy up. Oh, those guys are real easy. So what they had to do is they had to surgically remove, it was a bunch of scar tissue that had formed up and was blocking stuff from going through into her lower and upper intestines. But in that time, the the stuff that we were seeing there, the the little things that the care that she should have been given while she was there wasn't. The people that they had hired shouldn't have been nurses. Um, we had finally the. I'll kind of go from the end to the beginning and back and forth a little bit, flip flop. This is why I wanted to take notes and then kind of drop the story to you guys in a video. But finally, in it, at the end, we had a really good nurse come in and go, "So why is she here?" And the other nurse had not even looked her records up and seen why she was there. She was just like, "Well, she's sick, I guess." And when it would have clearly stated that she had a bowel obstruction surgery and, um, that she needed certain types of treatment that she really wasn't getting, and it was kind of one of those BS things that, I look back at it now and I begged her to let me put it on my YouTube channel. I begged her to, but she just would not let me do it. So I'm just going to kind of tell you guys what I remember, and that's that. So one day I had walked in, and she was like scared. Like one of the nurses had literally thrown something across the room, and I think it was like a box of gloves or something, and said some really shitty stuff to her. And like I was about ready to walk out the room and go find who this nurse was, and I knew one of the guys that was like the head of the nurses there. So I was very much so wanting a piece of that firing action on that, and so she had talked me not into doing it. That she didn't want any problems with the hospital. They've been good to her. You know how women are. They've been good to me. Let's just go ahead and leave it alone. It'll be okay, Josh. But I nobody likes to see their old lady scared over anything. You're in a hospital. You shouldn't be scared unless you're going into surgery or something like that. Then of course, it's only natural. Um, so that was like one of the things. You some young punk kid didn't know how to treat people. Um, I had a nurse come up to me and actually ask me, "So, what am I doing wrong? How do I treat, you know, such and such?" my roommate was leaving. Sorry about that. So, why I'm thinking about it. One of the nurses had come up to me and didn't know how to deal with my woman, and I'm not going to give out her name or anything like that, just because um, we haven't had the services yet, and I'm not going to make any money off this story. This story is meant for like a warning for you guys, literally, to start paying attention to the hospitals and to start paying attention to the billing and the other things that are that I'm going to tell you about. That's literally what this story is. It isn't that I'm trying to sue them. Lord knows I don't want to sue somebody. I just want to beat the living shit out of somebody. But I can't be doing that either. We live in a different world now, and by me just saying that, I can probably get in trouble. Which is the sad part. A bunch of fucking pussies. Anyways, um, getting myself worked up over this. Uh, so, I looked over at the lady and I was like, dude, she just got out of surgery. How would you feel if you got out of surgery? I was like, you treat her with respect. You sit there and you be good to her. And if there's any problems, for real problems, you call me. And, they all had my number there. They all knew if she was having a bad night, I'd come down no matter what. And, that was that. So, it was just like one of these, it was like one retarded ass fucking nurse after another. And bless their hearts, because there are good nurses, guys. I'm not saying that all of them are retarded, but and I'm going to use the hard R, I guess, the retard, because that's what they were. A good portion of them were just, and some of it's because of the hospital too. Instead of being a nurse, all they do is chart. Okay, they spend more time on a computer than they spend with the patient. And they're told to spend very little time with the patient. So they go in, they take the blood pressure, the temperature, and that's pretty much the time that they're given. And so, you know, getting nursing school or whatever, it's pretty much like taking a computer course now. So that's kind of how that rolled. So, everything that she was telling me was, I just don't feel like I'm getting any care here. It seems like that nobody wants to get me out of this bed after surgery and let me walk around and let me get the healing and I was trying to get her home because at least I can do that. I can get her healed and, walking around and stuff like that, knowing what I know. Um, and that would have been a good thing. You better be good. Come on. Don't you dare go in there. That's not your room. That's his room. So, uh, about 3 weeks have passed now, and I think we're venturing off into the fourth week. There you go, girl. And so we finally get this older nurse, and I've always had really good experiences with the older nurses that were from, a generation or two before me, and they're always like the more serious nurse, like, why are you here? Let's get you going out of here. You need to be at home. You heal better at home. Blah 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 blah. You know what it is. So that's the way that we were kind of. I was hoping this lady would go, and that's the way she went. Man, get your nose out of that door. And so, you know, but the first thing she asked this lady, the other nurse, is, why is she here? And the first thing the other lady goes, because she's sick. Well, no, she's not sick. The sick is done and gone. It's been cut out. So, and she's like, well, I'm going to go over the chart. Give me 20 minutes. And she's like, she's had surgery. You didn't know that? And she's like, no. And she's like, well, you need to start learning how to go over your charts. And yeah. You are a lucky dog. my dog is going up to the front door and huffing on it like it's freaking one of those nitrous oxide things. It's weird. So we finally get out of the hospital. I mean, there was a couple other problems, like just some of the people were from other countries and we just couldn't understand them. Or and don't get me wrong, I can generally understand just about anybody, even with broken English. But some of these people, man, it was pretty hard. So we kind of go from there. We go home and we're expecting the bills from this. I was expecting some pretty rough bills. I won't lie to you. But nothing prepared us for what was going to come in. I mean, nothing. We were looking at bills. No. No. We were looking at bills that went up into, I think when everything was added, it was $250,000. And we both our jaws just dropped. It was like a 3.5 week stay in the hospital. No. You are being stupid. Nope. She got swatted with a pair of shorts, and then she gave me a dirty look. So $250,000. Then she had noticed how doctors we never met were somehow on this bill. Doctors we never met, doctors we've never seen in the hospital, people that were in a whole other area of the fucking state that we never even heard of. So we started noticing stuff like that. We started getting double billed. First, the hospital would bill you for the doctor, and then the doctor would bill you. Sneaky ways of how they were doing stuff. And then the insurance company would bill you. And then, it was one of those things that, you kind of wonder why Medicare is going downhill. And then when you spend 3 weeks in the hospital, of course, you figure it out real quick. So, yeah, it was one of those type of deals. And they literally do try to screw you over 3 ways from Tuesday. I mean, I understand that medical stuff costs money. I'm coming, bub. Back up. Back up. You're already back? Damn. So, through all the billing and everything, and then getting double and triple billed. Awesome, dude. That'll be fine for now. What'd you get? I can't have sugar. I'm not allowed to. So, that was one of those wake-up moments that I had. But then, like a little bit before that, it was another wake-up moment when I went through the medical system just for a simple nasal infection. And it was so simple, like they literally, all they had to do was say, and they spent like 5 minutes with me. I told them exactly what I needed from the last nasal infection, and the doctor was like, cool, gotcha, you're good to go. Me telling the doctor what I took, I had a nasal infection, him to shine a light in my nasal cavity, see that there was a nice buildup of bogies and stuff. Of course, he kind of was like, yeah, that's a nasal infection, good job, you know what you're dealing with. And then charged me, it was like $1,119 or something. Like, here I am like a half a year later still paying on it. Actually, it's a bit more than that. So yeah, it was one of those weird things where you just didn't expect to pay that much, and I had insurance at that point, and I thought with the insurance that it would actually cost me less than what it had cost me uh, beforehand. Actually, if I stayed till nighttime, I think there would be a bird out there. Past time, nightfall. Look at that earth tree, man. Beautiful. Alright, so there should be a death bird around here somewhere. And they are not fun to fight. It's actually worse than what I just fought. So, and they're usually pretty big. So we're just hoping to run into it. Should give me the prompt real soon for this. But yeah, and I've only been to the hospital because of a couple of nasal infections, and they're not fun. I mean, both times I've been deep into my lifting, nope, deep into my lifting stuff, and no, and it just was not cool. There we go. Let's get in there. Death right bird. There it is. Oh, get out of that fire, dude. There we go. Well, I can hit him back hard. Did that kill me? No, it didn't. Thank God. Oh, oh. Where's that coming from, dude? Oh, what the hell? Oh, so he's gonna stay in between and get me like while I'm trying to climb. Okay. Okay. Where'd he go? There we go. Oh, yeah. Of course. It's not gonna fall. Yeah, all the way up the hill. Of course. So these guys are a bit harder. This is the first time I've ever fought myself. There we go. Is there a place that I'm kind of gonna try to cheese him a little bit because this guy is kind of rough. And he can fly, so he can technically come to me. Why is it? Okay, so you can kind of cheese him right here. Oh, nope, nope. Okay. Oh, shit. He got me. That's just a very place wrong. Yeah, because that's exactly where I am. What's up, pup? You gonna stop scratching? Yeah. Come on. So now we get to rest here. Wait until nighttime and do it all over again. Oh. Flying over here, I believe. I get this dead. If it doesn't get me first. He kind of reminds me of the general I just fought. You're just mad because I'm actually hit you. That, that is heavy. Rough. I don't know why they give me this choice. That's so dumb. And gain some levels and then come back to it. Sorry about that. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do that. So yeah, all in all, it just seems like, you know, when it comes to the insurance companies, they choose what type of care you get. That I've noticed too. So if it can be life-saving care, they'll put it off instead of looking into it and make sure that they pay for it. And if they don't pay for it, then the doctor can't do it, type of deal. So the do no harm thing that the doctors go by is no longer something that's tangible. I'm sure there's some doctors out there that don't listen to the insurance companies, but that doesn't sound familiar. Where's it going? Is that it? That has to be it. Yeah, it is. Okay. There's only a couple places that it can be. So, they'll either deny your plans or they'll do a good job of just making you wait. And the same with veterans too. My old lady had a husband who had passed away because of Agent Orange. And the Veterans Office and everybody likes to deny that Agent Orange was used in Vietnam. So that's just kind of one of those things that, unless you can get a doctor saying that's what your illness is from, you really have to get a good doctor that wants to do that, because most of them won't. But in the event that you can get one to do that, you can actually get some better care. And if there are any women that watch this, if you are the wife of a vet, you can actually get veterans pension, especially if they died of Agent Orange or something of that nature. Pretty sure you can anyways, but I think things are a bit better for you if you go the other way around. By no means have I ever served in the military. It was something I never got the honors to do. So. Easy, boys. So yeah, that's one of those type of deals that you got to fight for it, and my old lady had fought for it very, very hard to make sure that she was able to get a veteran's wife pension, and it can be done, but it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and just a lot of pain too, I'm sure, because you're reliving the pain that he went through. He started in Vietnam. Like I said, it was Vietnam that he served in, and they used Agent Orange to kill off the Maybury. Oh, jeez. That's not supposed to happen like that. It kills off vegetation. That was what it was used for, because it was so thick over there. But yeah, so that kind of happened. So back when I went and paid for my nasal infection, besides before I had insurance, there was a couple $100 difference between having insurance and not having insurance. So in a lot of cases, not having insurance actually helped versus having insurance. And yeah, it was kind of crazy seeing that. And I've always been told, really talks against people. So, I mean, I'm not telling anybody to don't get insurance now. No. I'm just saying my experience in it with a simple emergency room type of deal. And so, this area is really good for if you just need to get a couple quick levels. But yeah, so that's what that is. I don't like these guys. These guys roll around those spikes too much. Jeez. that's what you get. I didn't want to say hi back. So when we go up here, I'll show you guys what I'm working with on my character. I play the games because that's my hobby. I don't drink, I don't smoke dope or anything like that, so you know, I have fun sitting at home and playing my game on a day off or, you know, whenever I can. It's kind of like one of those things where it doesn't take over my life. You know, I actually stuff like that. So I could do it, sure. It's my relaxation. It won't be, I think I got to do 2 more rounds of this and I'll gain a level. Usually I just, I listen to world news or prepping news or something of that nature. I think everybody should get a good grasp on what's really going on out there. Turn off the regular news channels, turn off the True Social, all of it, and listen to what some of the preppers are saying. I think you'd be really surprised how crazy things are getting. Yeah. So the back one's gonna break left. Okay. No, he did anything. Nice. This has got to be one of the hardest games I've ever played in my life. It really is. Can I just hit the... yeah, thanks. So, to level up I need 263,000 points, ruins, and that'll put me at level 90 for faith, which is good for my build. But I have a feeling that that's all going to change after the DLC releases. And then the spells I'm using are Lightning Spear. And, the other ones are just kind of whatever until I get the other spells I need. I don't ever use them. And then my Wondrous Physics are just these two. And then for my gear, I am using equipment, the Blasphemous Blade, as well as Helm, Blades Armor, Veteran's Gauntlets, and Exile Grievances. With Shard of Alexander, Godfrey Icon, Lightning Scorpion Charm, and Faithful Canvas Talisman. I was somewhere and I needed these, so I had made up a bunch of them. I don't use a bow, don't really care about it. I'm sure it'd be crappy to use it in this anyways. I've just never really gotten a bow. But I will be showing Stellar Blade. So if you have kids and you just want to talk, we'll be playing that sometime in the next couple weeks. I'm pretty far into that too. I think it said about 60% of the way through. So I'm at the part right where you're going into space. pretty much in you guys, what it is a chick in skimpy clothes. Uh, we'll do the looky-loo and then get that done over with so everybody can go ooh ah, and ting tang, or bing bang, and all that. Uh, but it comes down to is the game has really good fighting mechanics, and for me to kind of keep up with that kind of stuff is amazing. Grand Theft Auto 6, I think I pre-ordered. I think I won't play it on this channel. I was thinking about doing it on Twitch, but we'll be making fun of all the woke stuff in it, so that's pretty much why it's getting played on this channel. And plus it showed some dude in there that could have weighed no more than about 50 bench pressing. It looked like 405 or something in it. So I kind of wanted to see that a little bit more. I mean, it's possible. But I just like to make fun of it. And then Dragon's Dogma. I did play Dragon's Dogma. Pick up the crap in it. So, and these are things that can't release way later this year. We're actually good. But yeah, they're coming. So, I usually like to get a jump on games when I can. And get whatever it is I need to get it squared away. Yeah. Bills come first, guys. Fun comes later. And that's the way I've always done it. But yeah. So I ended up getting, I guess it was like the $100 edition for GTA 5 because they said they were going to block crap in it. So that's laughable right there. But they would even block anything in the game, which is really dumb stuff. And, for a company that literally said that Sony was making a mistake about not having physical discs, it's kind of funny that they did something like what they're doing, where their game was going to get it. You have the internet connection. Oh, no. Oh, okay, I died now. Cool. I'll make it. So if I was to die again, all the experience that is laying on the ground where I died will disappear. So I cannot die again. But, yeah. So, Sony, because they made a mistake on making Concord, decided that the Concord tax is in effect, and then you can stop making I thought there was another one. So I need that to be at 40,000, sorry. I can count to that. So yeah, I know one of the guys that watches me pretty regularly, he had a, you know, worried a little bit that I was, you know, not very focused, I think it was. And I had to kind of remind him that, not remind him, but just let him know that, you know, everything I'm doing now is after work. So my gains are coming back, but they're not coming back as good. Or, like, if I have a truck that day, like, say if I had, like, a truck Monday, I wouldn't do my bench Monday. I would do it Tuesday, you know. Our trucks are generally pretty big, and I generally like to make sure I'm a little bit rested before I do a good bench day. Going. There's 11. Let's go get it done. I think gaining 2 levels should be good enough. So another 20 minutes here and that should be done. But so yeah, it's been a little rough doing them after work, but I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people make gains doing it. So um, I've been generally blessed with. Uh, while I had hurt my shoulder, I was still unloading trucks and doing stuff like that. So I've been real lucky that it healed up the way it has. It's like one of those old work injuries that just keeps coming back. It rears its head every once in a great blue moon. It seems like whenever I'm at the top of my game, that's when it likes to hit hard. Usually it's to the point where I get to about 405 and it does something crazy, but I got lucky and got to 415, 425, something like that. And had some fun with it. Well, had some fun before the shoulder started hurting. So, yeah, that's always good. Like I said before, workout plans are going to start coming into effect, I think Monday. So that needs to happen. I'll only be showing working sets on most of this stuff, but I think every couple weeks I'll come out and have a full video of what I'm doing when it comes to in the gym, like a full set of shoulders or a full set of deadlifts or something like that. And I'm sorry about the video on deadlifts because I actually did get 225 a good little bit there. I think I probably could have. I got a 5, but I think I could have got it more. It seemed like the first rep was a little rough, but then the next reps were really easy. What are they doing over there? Oh, that hit both of them. Shit. Well, cool. You know, and I had fun playing around, seeing where I was, and now I need to work on getting for my bench press 225 up to 10, and then once I get that to 10, then we move on. 235, 245, 255 is the way I generally like to do things. And that's where I think it's just gonna have to go for now. Um, that guy's gonna be worth some points. I didn't know you were around, sir. So yeah, we'll go back and fight that death bird after I gain this level, and then hopefully I'll be able to beat him then. But yeah, things are looking like they're gonna be coming up quicker than I thought they would. But I don't know. I'd like to say that things are gonna come up quicker in my bench and stuff like that because I know what to do. Oh there's another one left? Oops. Oh, hi. How you doing, bud? Once these guys get all worked up, and that's just what it is. Well, these guys were just like, well, they got it. We'll hang out down here somewhere. That's funny. He's like, I'll take advantage. So you guys can hit their shit, but I can't? That's cute. So, I know T Snow said he was going to be driving those kids. He's a bus driver, so he'll be driving kids to and from school. And it seems like people around there just don't know what a stop sign is these days, or how to park a car, or much of anything about cars. So wish him luck. Send a quick prayer over to that man. Lord knows those kids need to be in school 7 days a week to catch up for the next 20 years. Um, Maybe if we can get them off TikTok or make it healthy for them to watch. Maybe that's a good alternative. So I should go up here. Did I not even level up? No, I did not. Oh, wow. So yeah, I actually do have enough for a level. I was just looking at that. I was like, oh, I have a lot of experience points I haven't used yet. What's up? So we'll gather up this experience real quick and then go level up and then finish it off. So yeah, it should actually be close enough. And no, it doesn't let me, it doesn't automatically let me. You have to pick out what you want to level up and all that fun stuff. But it seems like they made it a little bit more simplified in Elden Ring than Dark Souls or something like that. So, I'm kind of thankful on that. Or I'd be following a guide, which I don't like to do. I need you guys to be a little bit past that little alcove part. A little bit more. A little bit more. And you can do some Carlos. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Right. So let's gain these levels. At least one. And we should be really close to our second one, actually. So... yeah, for now, this is the only way I know how to really live stream. I mean, I can do it with my phone, but who wants to see the background and me? Nobody. So level up. So there's 90. And what's it doing? Oh, it's actually doing everything. Nice. I like that. That's good. That's a good level when you see something like that. So, yep, not many more. Because the last level I gained, it literally gave me absolutely nothing. Yeah, 89 gave me nothing. So I have 9 more levels. Yeah, 9 more levels to gain, and I got Faith maxed out. And then I think we move on to Strength. But yeah. buddy, he's in his room. I don't know what he's in. I think he's playing Crimson Desert, which is a great game. If anybody's ever had a chance to play it, it's a really good game. And they've done the quickest turnaround on that game I've ever seen any developer do in my life. Oh man, they every week had an update for the game. Or it takes these other developers like months on end to do a bunch of bug fixes for a game. These guys are doing it a week. And that is just amazing. They're showing up like these big developers who's boss, and I love to see that. I mean, it amazes me every time I jump online. Oh yeah, this game has a new update. They've added new things and fixed more issues, and you're just like, damn. I didn't get much out of that, did I? It is what it is. So, been hearing a little bit more squeaks about the PS6. What I do know about the PlayStation 6 is it's gonna have but it's being helped along through Apple. And Apple's gonna have something to do with it, which should be very interesting. Hear everything about it is gonna change. Supposedly how the game, I think it's gonna be more online stuff, since they are taking out the disk drive and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'll believe anything when I see it, when they officially advertise it. They do like a video breakdown, which is really cool. They've been doing that. They've been doing like video breakdowns of their last couple of consoles. So that's always been real fun to see. I love it when they do that stuff, man. I really truly do. And you know, it gives me an idea of like when I go to clean my consoles out or something like that. You know, you can kind of tell how to do it. And of course, there's always like in-depth how-to videos on, you know, how to take apart a console and how, you know, how not to break it. Which is, yeah. Jeez. Okay, he's watching stuff about the next that came out of it. Hey buddy, how you doing? It's going, but that works. So I need approximately 40,000 more. So that's like 2 runs. So 2 more times doing this, and I'm good to go fight that Deathbird. That Deathbird is crazy hard. Let's see. 2668. I can tell these guys you would think just one little thing right on top of it. Like when I upgraded my sword, there was an instant I felt like I was seriously strong. So yeah, Stellar Blade. I was gonna do like the Mafia thing, because I've already played through the old country, and I have like whatever they had left, given out, or whatever, the new cars and all that BS. But I don't know. I just I decided not to do it this time around, and it just felt like a good decision not to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to kill. Actually, it might be just this one last time. I think we get to go kill the death bird. Hopefully, that's a strong big bird, and that does count as a boss, which is cool. Yep, that's it. Just want to make sure. So here, I'll show you guys another leveling area that is actually really good for you if you can do it. If you can get there. And I kind of forget how to get there. I do, but I don't. So, well, Faith to 91. Oh man, come on. I guess so. And then I'll start leveling up my strength to hit harder. There's a couple of different ways where you can do more and more damage, but it's like they feed you just a little bit at a time. So let's see. We gotta go to Lenny's Rise. Is it over here? No, let's go like this. I think it's right here. Nope, it's right here. Lenny's Rise. So fast travel there. This is another way you can gain levels, especially if you're like right at the beginning of the game. So for me, this isn't going to really do much. Plug my controller in there. It's not going to do much for me. I mean, sure, it'll do something. We'll also go, there's another boss right up here I'm going to try to fight now. So, let's see if I can get around this one. So, pretty much just come rolling down here, switch up everything, just roll back through. And you get 1,000 some odd points. Which essentially what happens is a big giant ball that if you were to go like down this way, it follows you all the way through. And then, then you have fun running from a giant ball. But you can trick it and it rolls off the edge. And yeah, that's generally how you do that. I've had the ball chase me up the hill too. It does both things. But here, I'm pretty sure I can get hit by the ball and it doesn't hurt me. Just to show you guys. But you come back, you just sit down and rest for a second. You don't need to change the midnight day or nothing like that. So just come rolling down here again. There it is right there. It rolls off the edge. There's almost 2,000 points. So that's really good for like beginners. And I think that got me up to like level 80 or something like that. There's also a boss right over here. If you change it to nighttime, I've already beaten him, so he's not going to show up now. But yeah, so there's a boss right here. And over here be dragons. And we want to make sure that we are good for this guy. So there he is. He actually is a elder dragon, I believe, and a real pain in the ass. So we're gonna bring up the wolves. And just pretty much roll up to him and try to fight him. I'm pretty sure he's gonna kick my ass though. But on the odd chance that he doesn't, that'd be really cool. That's actually the most damage I've ever done to him. So I've fought him a good 4 or 5 times, but I wasn't as high as the level as I am now, and my sword level was really low. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to beat him this time. So I buffed, and then I brought my wolves out, which the wolves aren't a very good choice. So I'm going to do the best I can to get underneath him. There's the experience points that they take away from you. I should be good. Yep. Oh. Hell yeah. I'll take that. Yes, sir. What else? I know I got something else. Is that it? Just a dragon heart? Still no bravery. Okay. So that's 2 bosses I beat today. That is awesome. I usually get no bosses. Not a bit. So I am getting better at the game. But the real test is when you get them along and the DLC stuff, and yeah, that's where the real. I mean, there's hard guys here now, but like those are the really hard people. Let's see. I don't think there's many big boys to fight around here. But that was a fun little battle. I like that. I'll have to do that again with another. There's several big dragons. Like there's ones that cast lightning all around you and all that fun stuff. And yeah. I think there's some wyverns down here that I need to beat. Let's not be part of that. Uh-oh. There's something down here that I need to kill. And I see it. Okay. So it's right there. Right there. Oof. both ways. Oh, he did that. Okay. That's crappy. That's crappy right there. So I'm not too far away from him, so I can roll right down to his little hood area. Heal. So yeah, once you beat a great dragon like what I did, they will no longer be there. Which, I mean, is good and bad. I want my experience back. I will get my experience back. But I need to be down there a little bit more. And I have those little boluses equipped, so there we go. So I need to keep an eye on like 3 things now. Roll. Oh, I did not know. See, I didn't know he did that. Oh, I knew they did that now. Last hit. Gotcha, bitch. Nice. Yep. And usually there's something down there. I do need cracked tears if I ever need to switch up my stuff again. So, but yeah, usually there's something good, some kind of chest or something around here that you're looking for. I wouldn't be surprised if I did run into a wyvern or something. So yeah, generally, whoa. Okay. Toxic mushroom, okay. Don't know what I would use that for, but hopefully I would never use it. Looks like a cave. Nope. Let's not fall off the edge. Oh, hello. Get for being down. Actually, I'm almost at another level. That is awesome. So it was good for me to come to this area and kind of mess around and actually do stuff. If you guys like what you're seeing, let me know and I'll maybe even do some more gameplay on here. And I don't mind doing it. I just tried to keep my weightlifting channel and my game channel separate, but I wouldn't mind having them both on the same thing again. Oop. Especially if people like it. Oh, wow. What are you doing? We're not going to play that crap again, that's for sure. Big boy. Oh, come on. Oh, whoa. There's a whole slew of them. Okay. Alright. just coming out of the woodwork, I think. And now I'm messing up. Got the one-hit wonder sword for most things. Small and needy. These guys are all around here. Jeez. No, we're not going to be doing that number. Sorry. I'm not going to play around in poison. Yeah, that's not cool. What do they look like? Give me guardian braces. Okay, so they're guarding something. Nice. Here, so this is if I have it, it's very, very briefly. Sir. No, sir. I said no. My body, my choice. No means no. That was stupid. I hear something heavy walking around. So it could be a bear, it could be anything. Most definitely don't want to go off that end. Will let me up there. So I think that's just a wyvern. I don't think it's another dragon. So give it a try. Yeah, it's not a great one. It'll be worse than points, but I'll be fine. Yeah. And there should be a couple of those around here. So that'll be some good points.